Is this the type of trip if you die, you die?
Imagine shitting in the jungle, sleeping on a wood floor directly on top of a big pen, bathing in a river, your only option for drinking water being boiled from the river, eating big body worms, leeches, no connection to the outside world, no Wi-Fi, no phone, 2 flights, of course the second one being delayed, a 4-hour ferry, a canoe for over an hour, no back support, and this to be ended with a 90-minute trek where you step in mud that goes up to your hip. Why? Strictly for vibes. So most people that visit Indonesia only know it for Bali, right? But most people don't even know that Bali is in Indonesia. And Indonesia is one of the most populated countries in the entire world. So let me bring you into the team. So one of my really good friends, Keith, born in Estonia, grew up in Ireland, is the one who made all this trip possible. So one night, before I know it, my phone pings and I'm invited to a WhatsApp group chat. And here's the conversation. So I've done some adventurous stuff with Keith. The first time I ever dove, I'm not sure what the past tense is, was with my boy. And this was about a week after I came off of my bike. So I had scars and I said, I can't dive. And he's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, bro, I could barely swim. He's like, I don't care. We're going. And I did it. And I'm so glad I did. So this was not the first crazy adventure that I've been brought on from my boy Keith. So my other boy Renaris, Latvian born, this guy's lived all over the world. He acts, he's in your favorite movies, he's a stuntman, he knows how to do every single sport in the world. He was also on the trip. And the last time me, Keith, and him took a trip together was to Black Lava to do some dirt biking through the mountains here in Bali. And last but not least, my Romanian brother, Christian. So I met Christian through Keith a few weeks, maybe even a month before this trip. Really dope guy. He's done some Muay Thai fights. He trains. He does a bunch of dope stuff. So this was the squad. Leading up to actually getting on a flight, let's talk about what you need to do to book this trip. So essentially, we paid for our tour guide to take us through the journey. Before we boarded a flight and did all that, only thing I really knew was that we needed to buy our flights. So we needed a flight from Bali to Jakarta and Jakarta to Padang. I knew that we needed to pay for the tour. We needed to pay the tour guide and all the different stuff that they'll be doing. And then we needed some items. So we actually found a place that we could rent sleeping bags, headlamps, and I think a few other things. I can't remember exactly, but I remember the essentials that we needed. We needed basically a first aid kit. We wanted some activated charcoal in case our stomach got a little weird from the stuff we were eating or drinking. And there's a few other miscellaneous items. If you guys want to know, I'll leave some links below so you can have all the information, all the details of what you need to know before you go. So as you hear already, this is a lot of stuff, right? There's a lot of planning. So if you want someone that's going to walk you through all of this with a quick WhatsApp, just let them know when you want to go and they'll help you through everything. I'll leave a link for that as well. All right, so heading to the airport, legit, all I knew was that we're gonna be with this tribe for about 48 hours and it's in the jungle and they look like this. That's all I knew.
Big ass backpack, bro. Look at that suck. The bats are falling down.
So we got to the airport, met up with all the boys, and I had to ask them. Have you ever done anything like this?
Now this is like my first time. Get away with 3 gentlemen to jungle.
You got any experience in the jungle?
On the first time.
So let's talk about the journey. How do you actually get to the tribe? Well, you take 2 planes, you sleep overnight in Padang. From Padang, you take a ferry for about 4 hours. From there, you wait like an hour or so, leave some stuff there if you need to. And then from Siberut, island you get to after the ferry, you take a canoe for about an hour and a half. And then you take, I believe we took a smaller boat, or maybe we took one, I'm not sure. And then from there is the trek, which was by far the worst part. But I'll walk you through all of this. All right, so once we landed in Jakarta, we were headed to our next flight, right? I think we grabbed quick food to eat. Then we're like, all right, we got to hurry up and make it to our flight.
I was sitting on the plane earlier, and I said to myself, this is going too smooth. Like, I knew something was going to go wrong, and now our flight's delayed.
Of course, it was delayed. So what do we do during the delay? We get massages.
So anyways, today was very stressful. Like, we woke up so early, around like 6:30, and now our flight is surprise delayed. This is what we need to do. And earlier I had a very unsatisfying croissant. Life is so tough. I'm serious.
One thing I really love being outside of Bali is the curiosity of Indonesian people that you'll see. Like, even though you're in the airport and I assume they see tourists, I think it's still such a fun thing and an eye-opening thing just to see.
Dia mau mati loh.
Yeah, menyelawi. Apa kabar? Nasi Padang ya. Ya. Ayo. People from all around the world, and I love the energy and the smiles and the happiness that I feel from people when I meet them all over Indonesia. So thank you, Indonesia, for being such amazing people. All right, so eventually we were able to get on our flight. We flew to Padang. So Padang, I'm probably wrong, but I don't know. I believe it's on the west side of Sumatra. So I've never been to the island of Sumatra before. I believe it's the most populated of the islands of Indonesia. Could be wrong, maybe that's Java. It's either Java or Sumatra. Either way, it's really populated. And another thing is that a lot of people probably don't know that have never been to Indonesia, never been to Bali or anything like that, is that Bali is mainly Hindu. So most local people from Bali are Hindu, but most of Indonesia, most of it, there's Christians, there's other religions as well, but most of Indonesia is Muslim. And we happen to travel during Ramadan. So if you don't know, during Ramadan, people only eat from sundown to sunup. So basically when it's dark outside, that's the only time people eat and also drink water.
2 for 2 flights done, landed in Padang.
When we arrived in Padang, we were picked up by our guide, Robert. So Robert's been living in that area for a very long time. And he explained a little bit about what's going on and what we should expect for our trip.
So you said it's called Minau?
How many people speak Minnan?
How far is Aceh from here?
Hey, what's the story with you spreading your legs out like that?
I'm a massive junk, man. What can I do?
Fucking hell.
Okay.
So what was really funny is that we stopped at a mall to get some food.
This guy has never tried Wendy's in his life. First time in Sumatra.
And like, who would have thought that you're gonna have Wendy's in Sumatra in Indonesia for the first time? And also me and Renars got to ride this roller coaster, play some DDR. We had some fun on the stop.
So anyways, so this one time I was going down the street and it was like, ooh.
And then we headed into the main town that we were going to in Padang. I forgot the name of it.
Welcome to Sumatra. Imagine being with 20,000 people in here.
20,000.
Or 19,999 plus you.
Could be you. Could be you.
Could be.
But Robert actually has been there for a while, and he saw the need for people that travel through this area and want somewhere to stay with a view. So literally he started a guest house with a name called The View. So whenever you're here and you need to stay, you're doing this trip, you're most likely gonna have to stay overnight to catch the ferry in the morning. And you definitely wanna stay here because as you can see, it's a really dope spot. Nothing too crazy, it's not super fancy, but it gets the job done and the view is amazing as it should be with the name. So another thing too, we're able to leave some stuff here. So as most of you guys know, I'm a digital nomad. I have my laptop. So I knew I wanted to do some work on the trip, but I wasn't going to be able to do anything in the jungle. So I was able to leave my laptop and my valuables here and everything was safe. And I obviously have it right here. So everything was cool. So if you need to leave stuff there, I highly recommend that you do that.
Halo guys, sekarang di Laut Ombak. Teman-temannya mau makan ikan, makan sayur, minum air, dan tidak tahu di sini tapi ayo.
What a feast. All right, so
Set up in less than 2 minutes. Everything got set up in less than 2 minutes.
So right now it's Ramadan. So if you guys don't know, most of Indonesia is Muslim. Dada. Assalamualaikum. So after sunset is when everybody eats, and everybody obviously, of course, wants the food out fast, and that's exactly what we got. So, time to dig in. Randang! Randang Padang! Top of the morning to you. So, woke up like 5 something, it's 6:15. All right, so it's finally time for us to actually go to the tribe. Yeah, so first let's talk about the ferry ride. So I didn't know this, but I can get seasick. So just a suggestion, if you've never been on like a boat before, or a big boat or whatever, if you're not used to it, one suggestion I would just have is don't look at your phone. If you're unsure or you think you might get sick, that's what gave it to me. Obviously, yeah, just a quick one there. But yeah, being on a boat is just long, because you know when you're on a boat, a plane, a bus or whatever, time just moves so slow. And yeah, that's what was happening here. So like, yeah, just be prepared, bring whatever you need, have a book. I would say like a book or something like that that's not electronic that you could use. Oh, actually no. So one thing you're definitely gonna wanna have, if you're gonna film, if you're gonna wanna be able to listen to music or do whatever electronically, power banks. Make sure you bring a lot of power banks and obviously have them charged. Yeah. See you on the other side. Just pop out the boat. Got our dudes leading us. All right, so on the ferry, we actually got to meet our guide. Chook, 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 chook. One of the coolest guys ever. So Chook said you've been doing this since 1995.
Yeah.
Damn.
But you're not from Mentawai, yeah?
No, I'm from Lektoba.
One of the coolest guys ever. So Chook has been going to see the tribe since the 90s, and he's gone like hundreds of times, I believe, already. And he's pretty much one of them. So he's not actually blood with the tribe, but he's been going there since the 90s, pretty much like once a week since then. So it's like, but he isn't at the same time. So yeah, Chook is just such a nice guy, so thoughtful. Anytime we do something, he always makes sure that we're good, we're taken care of. Like, he would never eat until he makes sure that we all have exactly what we want. A lot of times people just say this stuff about guides or whatever just to promote something, but Chook generally is one of like the nicest guys you will ever meet, and he's so knowledgeable as well. So it's not just him being nice, he actually knows his stuff, right? So yeah, big shouts out to you, Chook. Thank you so much.
So is this the type of trip if you die, you die?
50-50. We said in French, c'est la vie. Yeah.
All right, so right now it's just a quick little walk to the river, and then we take the canoes.
The river's just here now, right in front of us. And we're gonna have a 1.5 to 2 hour canoe ride. I'm dreading these canoes.
All right, so yeah, once we got a canoe, this is where things really started to get uncomfortable, because up until here, it was just kind of like cars and planes and all that stuff. But this canoe ride was like, oh my God. So literally no back support. So you're literally just sitting like this. And me, I'm always kind of slouched over. I don't have the best posture. So this was real uncomfortable. So yeah, this was like, I believe 90 minutes to 2 hours.
And also, we can sit like this. Legs over. Legs over. But it's always have to be, if one person does it, the other person has to do it as well. And otherwise, you have to make the balance. He looks very sad. Very sad.
Oh, so another thing to bring. So basically on the way to the tribe, you're going to see different people, right? You're going to see different mini tribes within the big tribe of the island that you're on. Essentially, what you're going to have to do is not, I want to say have to, but what you should do, essentially give your blessings to these people. And like your rite of passage, essentially your form of currency, your way of saying thank you for letting us pass through your land, is cigarettes. What do we give the people when we see them?
We give them a cigarette, not the whole box, just one cigarette. As you can see, Christians.
Okay. Until you okay, of course.
Okay. So most of the people here, you just have like a few. You don't have to give them a whole pack. You can, like, if you come with a big bag. But I suggest giving a few cigarettes to each people that you see along the way, because pretty much everyone there smokes, and this is like the form of currency. So that's another thing you want to make sure that you have during this trip. All right, so now let's talk about this trek. Oh my goodness. We out here, boy.
Start of the hike.
We out.
Damn. Bag is heavy.
This was by far like the hardest, the worst, the most challenging part of the trip for me, the trek into the jungle. So keep in mind all of that traveling that we did before to get to this point where we're already exhausted, right? Yeah, this was terrible. Like this was, so me and Keith had we have the same shoe size, right? We're 13 US the whole time the night before. So the journey begins.
Where are we going?
We don't have sleeping bags. We don't have boots. Well, he's got boots.
Yeah, we got boots.
But
these boots are not made for walking. Come here. Have a look at this. The quality of the glue.
Oh, snap. Dang.
Yeah, we ain't walking in those.
The size is a little small. So what are you looking for?
Yeah, look. Carrier bags. We get some carrier bags.
Time, boys.
This whole time we're on the island, even before that, we're trying to find boots our size. We even went to the mall in Bali, a few malls in Bali. Couldn't find anything. I had my shoes. They're kind of like hiking gym / shoes, but like literally only ankle height. And then Keith literally just had his sandals. That's all he had. He had his, Crocs. The other guys, they had their boots, so they were good. So yeah, me and Keith were struggling. Keith was really struggling to the point where he literally just took his Crocs off and he was going barefoot through this. Now, let me just like give you some context of the trek. Going through there, you're stepping on stuff, right? So you're carrying this bag that's really heavy. You're off balance with that. You're thirsty. You're trying not to slip. So like the night before or a few days before it rained. So it's super wet. So like you're slipping, you're trying to stay like on these logs. You're trying to balance on that. You got mosquitoes, you got bugs, you got leeches. And then you're trying to keep up. You're also in a brand new place wondering like, yo, is there going to be a freaking panther that comes out of nowhere? Are there going to be crazy snakes? So you have all this stuff happening at the time where you're exhausted and you're walking through. Let's say you do slip off the wood, the plank, the path they have. Your foot can get stuck in the mud. It's literally like quicksand. It feels literally like quicksand. Or you could go deep into the mud to like past your knee, like almost up to your hip. And this would happen a lot. And like, yeah, imagine Keith with no shoes, just stepping on wood, stepping on all these different pointy things. Yeah, so this trek was far from a breeze, far from comfortable. But we did it, and we finally got to the tribe. Oh my goodness, it felt so good. And I was pleasantly surprised about the size of the home that the tribe lived in. Oh, before we made it there, oh my gosh, I was shitting my pants. So I think Renars was in front of me, and then I was right behind him, and then Chuk and the rest of the guys were behind, right? So we're walking, we're like, hearing like rustling, and we see this guy. No, that we gotta walk back this way. He goes, hey! And I'm like we're freezing, like, cause going through my mind, I'm like, does this guy know we're here? Is this guy gonna attack us? Are we welcomed? Like what's in his hand? Is he about to throw something at us? Is he like, all these things were racing through my mind, and I was like, oh fuck. And then Chuk was behind us. We're like, yo, who's this guy? What's happening? Please go, whatever, right? And then Chuk was walking closer to him, and like, we're still unsure of what's happening. Like, okay, dude, like, are we good? Are we cool? Do we run? Do we fight? And then eventually the guy, like, they start laughing together. We're like, okay, oh. We don't know what's happening, but at least they know, like, it's cool, they're friendly, all that.
Scared? A little bit. He just came out with a machete.
Oh boy. So yeah, that happened.
All right, let's get it, guys.
We're here.
Here we go. Not an easy job.
That's a sick house.
That's a nice house, eh?
That is a 5-star. How you do? Wow.
And yeah, so once we got to the tribe, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised by how massive the place was that we're staying. I was like, wow, this place looks really nice.
Mama, we made it. Mama, we made it. We did. Yes, we did.
I was expecting some super little hut that we stay in. So we get there, and I think we're first greeted by the kid. I forgot his name, but this kid was full of energy. He loves dancing the whole time and messing around and playing around. So it was really dope to have him there. And then we met our Aman, our chief. So yeah, Aman, super cool, chill guy, and he's pretty built for like a guy his age and his size. He's just like, yeah, just super ripped. Yeah, just smiled, met him, just showed respect to everyone, the wife. Yeah, we're in the house. So basically we got a tour of the house. So they showed us MTV cribs. Welcome to my crib. So currently we're in Siberut, Mentawai, Indonesia, baby. As you see here, we have a staircase of the gods. Literally imported this wood from Madagascar, and it was carved in Italy by one of the most famous designers in the world. I can't let you know who that is because yeah, it's kind of a big deal. But we have Bitcoin. Let's say it's worth about 2,000 of them. So as you see here, we have our European counterparts. Have the Latvian prince and the Estonian nightmare, Indonesian king, soon to be. Yes. All right. There we go. And welcome to the living quarters. So this is the living room, and this is also the guest bedroom. We have my guy over here. If you want to do the local Mentawai tattoos, he's your man right here. He can do it. And right here, man himself, the king. Selamat pagi. Apa kabar? This trip couldn't have been any better without the only Sayang. Apa kabar, Sayang? All right, and then welcome to the fun. And as they say in Bali, or I don't know if it's all Indonesia, Menyalawi translates to it's on fire. One thing they explained yesterday was that have two, say kitchens, but two cooking places. One is for the in-laws and one is for the people that are living here. So say like B, the kid we spoke to earlier, is getting married and his wife is here, or soon-to-be wife. She can learn how to cook from the mother here. So that's the reason they have two different places to cook. They got a whole bunch of firewood, some beds, and then I want to show y'all some wildlife. Got some pussy. She's clawing me right now. I don't know if y'all ready for this. We got turtles. Well, turtle. And yeah, so out there they do kind of all the washing up and cleaning and all that. That's about it. But outside is our shower. Yeah, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed. Ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. Thank you. Peace. Yeah, so there is a few different things that happened while we were with the tribe. Number one was getting to know them. So one interesting thing is that I think a lot of countries have this, right? You'll have the main language that everyone speaks, but then you go to different areas and different parts and people have their own way of doing the language. It's the same way you go to America and people have a different accent or have maybe even a completely different language, right? So it's the same thing in Indonesia. So like in Bali, for example, there's Balinese, but even within Balinese, there's different types of Balinese. So like if there's someone from near Ubud or Gianyar, they might have some different words that they don't say in Mungwi or something like that, right? So in the tribe is the same thing. They have their own language. So the Aman, he speaks Indonesian, but he also speaks the man himself, the king. Selamat pagi. Apa kabar?
Kabar baik.
Baik. Sehat.
Baik.
Siapa nama, Pak?
Aman.
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 Their native language. So we're learning some of those words. Essentially just learning what it is that they do, right? So one of the biggest things for them is the Sagu tree. So the Sagu tree is a tree that's been around for a very, very, very long time, and they use the Sagu tree in so many different ways. So they use it for food, sagu bread, they use it for clothes, they use it for, I think even for like their bow and arrows, and then anything else you would use wood for, right? Like houses or just building different things that you need for tools or living or whatever. So the sagu tree is so vital to the Mentawai people. So yeah, that's one thing that we definitely got to learn.
We're in the jungle. Pigs, alligators, cobras, panthers, all of them.
I don't think we're sleeping tonight.
So this is the second day. We survived. Had a crazy night of sleep on the floor. It was kind of little padding, but still, Yeah, Chris not sleeping. So Fufu says that I'm snoring. I'm saying that he was snoring.
You were snoring.
No, you were snoring.
Maybe I was, but you definitely.
Yeah, we both snored. But there was a point where someone came to Fufu, woke him up. I think it was Chuk. Who was like, yeah, hey man, like, stop fucking wake up.
And another thing that we did during the trip was just living off of the nature. So for me, I always find it weird just being naked around dudes. I just didn't grow up doing a lot of that. So like even in the locker rooms and sports, I don't know, I always felt weird about it. So it was definitely weird for me going to like the only bathroom and shower that we have, or whatever you want to call it, is a creek. So literally we'd go to the creek together, and then we have like our bucket and we have like a bar of soap, and we just clean ourselves just like that. And we're just in nature. And it's just weird for me. It's awkward. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Like it's not normal for me. It's awkward. But yeah, like that was just part of it. Just being in nature. There's no toilet, so when you need to doo-doo, you literally just find a place in the jungle that's a little bit away from where everyone's living, the house, and you just do your business. And then we brought wet wipes. That was another thing to bring, wet wipes for sure. That way after. But another thing, make sure you clean up after yourself. So bring a bag so that you can put that in the bag so you're not littering. Obviously the shit can stay there, but you don't want to leave toilet paper or tissue or wet wipes in the jungle, in the forest, and litter. So yeah, living off the land was really, really interesting. And also the water. So that was another big thing for the guy. I didn't mind too much, but the only water we had was boiled essentially from the river, and there's a distinct taste to it. You can taste the difference between this water and the water that we're used to drinking, right? I think that was one of the biggest things for the guys, was getting used to drinking that water. Like for me, it wasn't so bad. The thing for me that I would say that was kind of high on my list was just the cleanliness. It wasn't the cleanest place in the world. And then also like just after showering, if you want to call it that, bathing in the river, you're basically walking through mud to get back to the house. So it's like after you clean yourself, you're walking through mud. So it's like I never really felt fully clean, and that was like probably one of my biggest issues, because even sleeping on like the wood plank that everyone's kind of walking through, that the food is on and all that type of stuff, I think that was my biggest issue on the trip, was just not feeling like, yeah, just fully clean. All right, so the memorabilia from this trip, this was one of them. So we got these beads from the Aman. We also had these bracelets. I wore it for probably 2 months after the trip, but I do Muay Thai and MMA, especially in MMA when you're grappling. It's kind of hard to just keep that on, so I took it off. Another one is this tattoo. So I'm not sure if y'all can see it in the glare. I don't have a screen to see what y'all seeing, but yeah, this was dope. So let's talk about the bracelet. So the bracelet the Aman made, he literally wove that onto our wrist. It took hours and hours and hours of work, and I'm so grateful for this. It was such a dope, just memory basically to have that was on my wrist for a while. And that's why I didn't want to take it off. Usually with stuff, I'm just like, but it's like the type of thing where if you take it off, you basically have to break it. I still have it in my possession, I'm just not wearing it. And then of course, the tattoo, I mean, you can do removal, but I'm not gonna obviously take my tattoo off. Yeah, the process of the tattoo is really ancient. It's one of the oldest forms of tattooing in the world.
About to get a tattoo. Wouldn't be my first one though.
So basically it's hand poke, and from what I remember, they take lamp oil and essentially you just have a needle, they stick it in there and they just dig it into your skin. It didn't hurt too much. Like I've got quite a few different tattoos in different styles. The most painful one I've ever done is the sakyant, the one that I have here. That was 6,000 out of 10 in terms of pain for me. I know some people say, oh, it's not that bad. Like, no, that was so bad. Like the other ones I've had, this one really hurt, but it wasn't like crazy pain. I got these hand poke one from my friend Shannon in Chiang Mai. I fell asleep during those. And the other ones were just kind of like, felt a little weird. But yeah, this one, it felt weird at times, but it didn't really like hurt. There was a few times where I was like, ooh, where I felt it and like I bled a little bit, but besides that, like it was pretty chill. So yeah, if you want to do that, I do recommend it. And the tat still looks good. No infections or anything like that. So yeah, so to pass time, We obviously have no internet, right? There's no Wi-Fi, there's no internet, none of that type of stuff. No connection to the outside world. No IG stories, none of that. So the past time, one thing that we did, especially at night, was play Uno. So the kid, had like a pack of Uno cards. So that was some fun that we had in our time there. And the thing is, it's like we can bring in stuff there, but then I feel like it kind of takes away from the magic that they're living, right? Because they don't have a lot of these different things, different distractions. I feel like them being around each other, being able to eat food and just be around family and friends is the ultimate joy for them, right? Whereas if a lot of other things were introduced, because I was just thinking like, oh, we can bring them this, we can bring them that. But it's just us and our like consumerism, right? We always need something to entertain us. We can't entertain ourselves. We can't do whatever. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we could bring a bunch of different stuff, but I don't know if that's a good thing. So like maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It was just my kind of thinking. So no, we got a few things. So we got let's talk about going hunting. So when we went hunting, we weren't exactly sure what we're hunting for, but we wanted to find something big. Before we went hunting, the Aman put traditional clothes on us. Now this was weird. So essentially he takes us one by one and he brings us into the room. So remember how I was explaining the house? You got like the living room and then you got the bedroom / kitchen. So he brought us in there and I closed the curtain thing. And he's like, basically get naked. So it was just weird, like, but he wasn't weird about it. It's just the scenario was weird. But he was cool. He was chill. But he basically put this stuff on us. So you're not wearing any underwear, anything under. And that's how we were rocking up the jungle to go hunting. We're walking around with some machetes. He had his bow and arrow. And I believe there's some other type of weapon. I can't remember. Spear maybe or something like that.
So we're just about to leave to go to do some hunting. Like we got all machetes, some other equipment there our chef has. Chief. But I like how one hand we have a camera and the other one hand we have all of us machete.
Where's your fanny pack?
Tan lines, white asses. Look at that white hairy ass. Oh my god. Yeah, and this guy looks natural. He looks like he belongs here. Look at that ass, nice and black.
But so we go hunting. We're looking for stuff. Before like we go properly into the jungle, he does like a prayer or a ceremony, I believe, asking for like rite of passage and just thanking the forest and the spirits for letting us be there. I believe, could be wrong. And
Here. Oh, look at that black mamba.
And we weren't able to find anything big, but what we did find, so basically we saw the tree and he's like, I'm gonna cut this thing down. This tree is massive, thick. Probably the bark is probably like maybe even more than that, my wingspan. And he chopped down that tree and like the sound literally echoed, the vibrations from the tree falling literally made like a wind gust, like a mini tornado. So he cut that down, and then within the tree were these leeches. Ooh, this stuff was nasty.
This is the first worm I ever ate in the fucking jungle. Oh, fucking hold it. Actually sweet. Seriously.
Is it?
Yeah.
Coconut.
Yeah, coconut. Tastes like coconut. Tastes like coconut.
Renars literally ate it like it wasn't even an issue, and me, roll the clip.
Yeah, okay, Fufu got kids warm, he's gonna have it. Go for it.
So that was our hunting experience, and now let's talk about the pig. So our guide, Chuk Chuk, and Aman's son, so his son, I believe he's like 38 years old, they went to a pig for us. So One thing during this trip was like for the meals that we had, there was not a lot of protein. So we had eggs, but there wasn't always meat during the meals. Boys are all, I wouldn't say we're carnivores, but we like to have like a good amount of protein in our meals. And I think that was one thing that was really lacking. And the food was good. Shout outs to Sayang for all the food she helped make. But yeah, we're just like, fuck, we want some meat. No diddy. Yeah, no diddy. So yeah, Chuk, Aman's son, went to go find a pig. They found one and they brought it back, and yeah, it was quite the scene. A little bit disturbing, not gonna lie, to hear like the pig squealing and just carrying it on its back. Yeah, we watched everything from start to finish. I'm not sure how much we're gonna leave in this video. I'm not gonna give you too much details, but essentially pig was alive and then it wasn't. Then we watched the whole process. So I won't talk about in detail about the graphic stuff, but also we got to watch them wash it, saw them basically prepare everything. So all the steps of that, eventually we got to eat and it was good. Like I would say it was like the best thing I've had in my life, but just to be grateful to have protein and to see the whole process of what goes into it and all that. And obviously giving thanks to the pig for blessing us with some nutrients. Yeah, it was definitely an experience I'll never forget. He loves smoking. Oh, so one of the most fun parts of the experience, I would say, was playing music for Aman. So we all played different types of music. I was playing some like old school Afrobeats, some like Fela Kuti and stuff like that, and even some like King Sunny Ade.
This one is definitely dangerous.
My guy was just moving and grooving. We're playing some hip hop. Renars was playing some like rock. And yeah, pretty much everything we put out, he was like just bobbing his head and like dancing to. I love that.
Yes, it is.
Fucking crazy to be able to do without you.
Where you at? Good night.
Good night.
See you tomorrow. Hopefully not. We love that guy. He's amazing. He was playing ukulele for like fucking hour, and playing ukulele means dring 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 dring.
Not a single song was played. We've done that night already.
It's much better. We so got used to the smell of the pig shit.
Yep.
We're literally sleeping above pig shit.
Right here.
It's right there.
Right under
Yeah.
us.
And if we're lucky, we can hear some oink oink in the middle of the night.
So yeah, after a few days, eventually it was time for us to leave. Yeah, I just asked the guys a few questions about their experience, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. What would you say has been the most exciting or fun or different part of this trip?
I maybe like yesterday, to be honest. I like the outfits. I like the killing, and then yeah, it's cool. There's a bunch of cool stuff there. I would not.
Stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's been your favorite part or favorite situation?
We had this kid yesterday playing just for hours. Also, I kind of like the river, like the shower stuff. It's pretty cool, like just with the nature and shit, like naked dudes around me. I love it.
A lot of ass cheeks.
Especially yesterday when we went for hunting.
Or what's been your favorite part about
Favorite part?
or favorite moment, favorite part? Like
I actually enjoyed the canoe ride here because obviously I've never done that before on a river like that. I also enjoyed the hike here. Obviously it was tough because we had muck up to our knees. And I was pretty much barefoot for most of it, but like just being out there and not really giving a shit about getting dirty and all that is pretty cool.
having sex with you.
Oh, okay, yeah, with family.
My guy. Thank you for everything.
Okay.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Right, we're off. Bye.
So just to wrap this up, I would not suggest this trip for most people. Most people I don't think would even make it on that trek, if I'm being honest. But for the adventurous ones, for the people that have a bit of cardio, like hiking, that like adventure, 100% recommend this. Even if you don't like hiking, but you're athletic enough to do this, you're healthy enough to do this, just go and do it. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, everyone doesn't know what they got till it's gone, right? Like not having a shower, not having hot water, not having internet connection, not having a table to eat on, not having all of these different things just puts everything in perspective, and you're just so much more grateful for everything once you do have these things. And I think we as human beings, especially in this world that we live in where technology is just advancing so much quicker every single day, like the way AI is just changing everything right now, it just feels so right to disconnect from all of that. So like you don't have to do this trip to disconnect, but I really feel like it's really important for us as a society to be able to live in the real world, to be able to go outside and smile at a person, talk to a person, versus just living like this and walking down the street and being on public transport like this the whole time, looking at our devices, living in that world when there's a whole world in front of us. Check out this view I got right now here in Bangkok. I'm not sure if y'all can see it, if the lighting is good. But yeah, just be in the moment. Enjoy what's around you. Enjoy the imperfections. Enjoy the little things, the small things, the big things. Enjoy it all. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone that came on this trip, that was a part of this trip. I'll leave links to everything in the description. So if you guys want to follow anyone from the trip, if you guys want to go on the trip yourself, like I said, I'll leave some links for that, and we'll make sure we'll get you taken care of. Thank you, Frass, for editing this stuff. One of the best guys in the world, one of the best filmmakers, editors, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you to Indonesia. Thank you to my Mentawai Tribe. I won't say my, but hopefully we made a few people smile and brought some joy to their life, and that's what I try to do every single day. So with that, I love y'all. Peace. Wait. A lot of people watching, right? They want to be able to travel full time. Yeah, I'm not sure what is out now, but if you look in the description, you're like, yo, how do you travel? How are you able to do it? How do you make money? I want to travel. I want to live in these different places. There might be a link in the description to show you how to do some of that. I don't know what's out. I'm working on stuff, but yeah, also want to have that in there. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy Bangkok. Probably gonna smoke a little more Rastafari green. And yeah, go eat. I haven't broken my fast yet, so that's the vibe. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one. Peace.